بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Today we're going to continue with the book Safiinat Najaah, and we're starting from the chapter of Zakah. So as you know, the main aim of this book, as the Sheikh said, فيما يجب على العبد لمولاه, what is obligatory, like in his subtitle he put what is obligatory on the slave or the person regarding his Lord. So it's mainly regarding the ibadat. It's the book, the salvation, ship of salvation, Safiinat Najaah. It's the fiqh book. Khair. So regarding the ibadat, or the forms of worship that a person must do, including that is zakah. So zakah, which is giving a certain amount of money, or money which is taken from the rich and given to the poor. So this doesn't really concern everybody. It concerns people who have the wealth, people who have a certain amount of money, which is called a nisab, over a year. Okay, for a year they have to have a certain amount of money over 1 year. At the end they have to give zakah from that money. So this is why the Shaykh doesn't really go into detail regarding zakah. He only covers, I think, even all you can see there, that's all he covers. In the next books of fiqh, the zakah is covered a bit more in detail. So he says that as we know, zakah is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. It's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. And also we know that we've studied in the book of major sins, if a person does not pay zakah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish that person, okay, in the next life. They will be branded with the gold and the silver that they hoarded. We talked about that in the book of major sins. So in fiqh we're only learning about the rulings, and also in the ahadith you'll cover the virtue of giving zakah, and how the Prophet ﷺ said, ما نقصت مال من صدقة. So money does not really decrease with charity, but it blesses, it gets blessed. So there's an increase there. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala compares zakah with interest. So Allah says that يَمْحَقُ اللَّهُ الرِّبَا وَيُرْبِي الصَّدَقَاتِ, or charity in general. So Allah says that He destroys the interest and the income which is made from interest and usury, but He puts blessings in the zakah and the charity that people give. So anyway, the Shaykh says, فَصْلٌ الْأَمْوَالُ الَّتِي تَلْزَمُ فِيهَا الزَّكَاةُ سِتَّةُ أَنْوَاعٍ. He says the section on the wealth which a person should give zakah from are 6 types. So he just talks about the types of wealth. I think he mentions the amount as well. So he says the first one is an-na'am. So basically the livestock, which is the sheep and the goats, the cattle, which includes also the camels and the cows. So basically the cattle. Okay, the cattle, there's specific numbers. If a person, for example, has a certain number, then he has to give some of the, he has to give 1 or 2 according to how much he has from that herd. Okay, I'm not going to go into the detail, but inshallah I can discuss. Probably it's not going to regard a lot of you who are living in the West like having cattle, but in Somalia, some people might have like 100 camels, they will have 5 camels, they will have sheep, they will have goats, because they're herdsmen. So they really need to know this. So I'm not going to go into detail with that, inshallah. Secondly,